Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the No Sports Talk Show right here live via StreamYard, via Facebook, via YouTube, man. Look, it's been a minute, man. We know it's been a minute, but we're back in the booth, in the virtual booth. We're our main man, Miles T, man. We appreciate everybody jumping in, giving us a little bit of your time tonight to talk some good, healthy sports talk as always. Miles, my brother, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? Another day the Lord has made for the talk some sports, man. Yes, sir.
Hey, amen to that, man. I don't know about you, bro. I'm a little tired. I didn't have back-to-back trip. I know you had a trip.
Yeah.
Then jumping back to work, I'm like, woo. But I'm sitting down until August. Well, I don't know if I'm doing anything in August, but right now I don't have nothing set up until September. So
got you.
I'm chilling until September.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, man. But hey, again, like I said, man, we appreciate everybody giving us some time. As always, we normally come on Fridays, but we wanted to jump on since it's been a minute. We wanted to give y'all some little time today on Tuesday. And look, we'll be back on Friday as well. But again, we wanted to use this time and just jump into things and get up to date. So just kicking off things and just want to, follow up on stuff that's happened in the offseason in the NBA. So, Miles, so far, we know a lot of stuff has happened. Some trades have happened. Free agency has happened. Well, trade requests have happened. And some free agents, shift around here and there. Out of everything that's happened so far, who do you think has won the offseason? And then after that, specifically about Damian Lillard, because that's right now the big focal point of the offseason right now with him requesting a trade from Portland. Do you think that he will ultimately be a member of the Miami Heat when it's all said and done?
I can't. The way things are going right now, I can't really answer that question. I think they will eventually. It might come. I don't think it might not come right at the beginning. I think it might come like the trade deadline during the season or something like that. And that's why I think like they did what like the Lakers did with Russell Westbrook last year. During at the trade deadline and stuff. So Miami, not Miami, but Portland wants a good. I understand. I understand they want some good pieces in return and a couple draft picks here and there. I saw one scenario they had. I don't remember the third guy, but it was Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, and another player. I don't remember the other person. And then they had like 2 4th-round picks and a 3rd round, something like that. That was one scenario, but I think it fell through. I don't think Portland went through that. So, or went for that. So, we'll see. I kind of hope he does. I would like to see that tandem, that big three, Bambayo and Butler and Damian Lillard. That's a nice three, man. That's a nice three.
Yeah.
So I definitely would like to see that. Now that see what they're going to do with their depth. How they're going to do that. But Miami, they draft their team anyway. They don't really. make big moves like this too often. They kind of like they just a elite, franchise where they got a good program where they train their players and they got a good vibe. Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, that's a good tandem.
Yeah,
and they know how to coach. Put it that way, they know how to coach. So so whatever pieces they get and if they get that big three, I think they still come off the bench good enough to do a little something. But you already know who I'm gonna go with during the off season who did the best now so far. I'm seeing just for its depth and everything. I'm seeing the Lakers, man. The Lakers did the best move. Now the biggest move that actually already went through was Bradley Beal going to Phoenix. So, but I don't see no bench. I don't see no bench right there. Nick Nurse? I think Nick Nurse is the coach there now, ain't he? Ain't Nick Nurse over there?
Yeah,
Nick Nurse was the Philly, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the Suns do right now. It don't matter what they got in their time. Look, it looks good on paper. Book, Bill, and Katie, and then they just got Bobo. But
yeah, I forgot about that. I just went through the other day.
The bench is the thing, man. Like you got to have a bench.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. And they barely had one last year. They really don't have one this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had more. They had at least they had some form of talent, but I mean they've lost the depth on that team. So I mean I don't know what they're gonna do to build it back up. But right now it's tough to see how they're gonna be able to make a deeper run, especially with, like you said, the Lakers. The Lakers have made the most moves, I would say.
Yeah,
the most active.
I like Jackson Hayes. I like Jack. He reminds me kind of like of. They had him that size again. I think they need to get a veteran still. I think they need to get a veteran big man or something.
Yeah.
Get like I remember somebody mentioning Dwight Howard, bringing Dwight Howard back. I mean, he'll probably take minimum, pay. He probably ain't gonna want to just ask for a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like get him on a 1 year deal to come out the bench. To be the enforcer, man. So.
And Gabe, I think that the Lakers signed. They got Gabe Vincent as well, didn't they?
Yeah, the guy from Miami last year.
That was big. That was a big move. I mean,
yeah, adding more shooting to the team. Yeah,
I would say I mean they were the most active. But at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to Bron and Anthony Davis' health. So. Anthony Davis more so than LeBron. So I mean, they did. I commend them on the job that they did for real. Because like I said, they were active early. Didn't really waste a lot of time because you know what you need, and that obviously Bron's not going to let you sit back and not make any moves. So They went and did, they kept Houchamar, they kept Austin Reeves, which was a big story. That was heading into the offseason. Like they were, going to be competing with teams to give him the money. But I think he found a home in LA. And I didn't really see him wanting to go anywhere else unless they just broke the bank for him. But it wasn't the Lakers couldn't match. So, but
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
We signed him.
And I also, I mean, some of the moves that I did, like, I mean, Marcus Smart going to Memphis. I think we talked about that a while back. I thought that was pretty intriguing to me because you got a guy that's, he's won a championship. He's played in 2 NBA finals, and he has that leadership mentality that could come into Memphis and really keep those guys, I think, focused and locked in. Especially when you got, how Memphis was. They were talking trash and dancing and stuff, and they really had one. I think that he'll be a very good vocal leader for them. And I think
do you think they bump heads, him and John Morant? I think they bump heads a little bit.
Because they're still getting used to each other, and I think that because they're both competitors. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I think that's the important that's what's so important about right now. Like, what are they doing off the court now to build that chemistry? Like, not waiting until organized, team workouts and stuff like that. And when you're out, when you have to meet with the team, like meet off the court right now, like get to know each other, do some drills, workouts with each other, and to build that rapport. Now, I think Marcus Smart has done it long enough, but it's going to be ultimately about like if Ja Morant going to be willing to listen. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to be a sponge? Is he going to want to take on information for somebody who's been where he wants to be and who's won? So I think that he'll bring that good mentality. And then they also got Derrick Rose too. That's dope. Like I think that Derrick Rose and Marcus Smart are really that's big for Ja Morant. I think because
he's going to miss the first 22 games for suspension too, though.
Yeah, Ja Morant. Yeah. So he's still going. He'll be hungry to get out there. So he don't have no choice but to listen right now. No other choice because you ain't getting on the court. So I think that in speaking from a guy like Derrick Rose who played, well, Ja Morant is Derrick Rose is what Ja Morant wishes like if he played like him, like and didn't like fall so awkward. Like I think he had more control. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Ja Morant plays with so much aggression and so and the way he plays, it could be dangerous at times. So I do think that like Derrick Rose is a guy who's gotten hurt multiple times and like help, speak to that. But yeah, man, I don't know. And then just before we go to our next point about Damian Lillard, ultimately, I think he'll end up in Miami, but they did say the contract talk. I mean, the trade talks are not nowhere near close right now. But I think that's where he wants to be, and I think ultimately he'll get there. It's just Portland, their asking price is high, so they're going to have 3 teams involved with the trade in order to get what they ultimately want. I think it's going to take for, like you said, Miami giving up a Harrow and Duncan Robinson in a draft pick, and maybe another team giving up a draft pick too. But that's Damian Lillard, so glad Dame asked to be traded, bro, because it's like you're not gonna win a championship in Portland. Like the world knows that. I feel you on the being loyal, bro, but you're never gonna win a ring in Portland. That's just Melo staying in New York for the bag.
Yeah, and he's 33. He ain't getting no younger. He needs to go ahead and get so. I think him with Jimmy Butler though, and that if that does work out,
and Bam, that'll be dangerous, boy.
Yeah, it will. And for about 3 years, the next 3-4 years, like they could build something there.
Yeah.
Bam Bayou's he's in his 20s still. Jimmy's probably Jimmy and Dame probably about the same age, probably. I think they're not too far from each other.
I don't believe so. Nah.
I think Jimmy might be 34. I know Damian's 33.
Dame is 33. Yeah. Jimmy. I mean, yeah, they're not, but they still, they're both 33.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Definitely. I can't wait to check it out and see that if it does work out, which I think Damian. I think Dame's going to get his way eventually. It's just I think it might take a little longer than he wants.
Yeah, it's just they want to get some high caliber role players and draft picks. That's really ultimately what it is.
Yeah, and I don't blame them.
Yeah,
Portland's starting all over.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, moving off that, man. Let's talk NFL real quick as well. So we had the deadline come up where what was it yesterday, 4 p.m. where teams had to sign with the team. But there were 2. Well, obviously we know with the running. Let's focus really on the running back situation in the NFL right now because we know Saquon Barkley has not reached a deal in agreement with the New York Giants, and we know Dalvin Cook, who was released from the Minnesota Vikings. So just two guys like that who have been really top running backs in the NFL for years. I mean, Saquon obviously was held back because of injuries, but last year he was the most healthy that he's been, and he actually was very sustainable throughout the year. All the playoffs, he didn't get hurt. He played the whole year. And he showed that he still had that burst. He still can make things happen. Dalvin Cook as well. He still has some juice in his tank as well. You think that, you know, what are your thoughts about like the direction of, you know, running backs and the value of running backs in the NFL right now? We all, as obviously we know that that's a position that you can interchange. I mean, it's very replaceable. You can go running back anywhere. But I'm just curious to think, like, seeing what we're seeing now, where you got guys like Saquon Barkley, guys like Dalvin Cook, where these teams are not jumping to pay them, you know.
Josh Jacobs too. Josh Jacobs. Ezekiel Elliott. He ain't signed anybody yet. I mean, these guys are superstars.
Zeke kind of did that to himself though. He gained weight and started fumbling the ball, so he lost that. He lost the burst that he had. So I can understand the Zeke situation. I mean, I don't know. But that does add to the conversation though. But
yeah,
you think that, you know, they're valuing the pass attack more? They're valuing those, and I don't know. Like, the thing about it is, all those running backs can catch the ball out of the backfield. But what is it about the running back position that you're seeing that, you know, is standing out to you is the fact that they're not wanting to pay them? You know, guys like Barkley and Dalvin Cook who have proven that they're, you know, they're running back.
Because you can kind of it's definitely more of a pass happy league now. You know, these new generation of quarterbacks, the Josh Allen's, the Patrick Mahomes, the Justin Herbert. It's just these guys, you know, all the older guys. They pretty much, this is a new generation of quarterbacks now, and they're all young pretty much. And you can find a running back pretty much anywhere. Look at like Pollard from Dallas that came in, and he was like a fourth round out of Memphis and stuff like that. You know, all purpose back can come out the backfield, and he's young, and they getting them, and they ain't got to pay them Saquon Barkley money, Dalvin Cook money, and stuff like that.
Either though,
huh?
He still hadn't signed a deal either though.
Yeah, he is. I think they was trying to put place the franchise tag on him, but it's just, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know why the Falcons ain't even trying to talk to none of those people. I mean, the Falcons just, you already know, they just don't make no kind of moves or nothing. Like, I'm like,
you drafted Bijan Robinson. That's why, and they're probably going to keep using Cordell.
You talking about, that's the dude out of Texas, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't have, because in the Falcons situation, why they're not going to go pay somebody, like, they're not going to go after like a Dalvin Cook or Saquon and try to pay. First of all, the Falcons don't have no money to spend anyway. So you might as well.
I forgot they got the guy out of Texas though.
Yeah,
I never did see him play, but they said he's supposed to be the real deal. I saw him play a little bit against y'all.
Oh, you never saw Bijan play?
Just his highlights and stuff. I never actually watched the game. No.
Bijan is legit. He's
okay.
And the Bears we drafted is back in Roschon Johnson. He's just as good as him. Bijan was starting. They could both be 1,000-yard backs. I mean, he's solid, but the thing about it is, like, how much you rely on him. You know, how much you don't have to carry. You can't run them into the ground because, like you said, running backs only last like 6 years.
That's used to be maybe about 4 now. Maybe about 4.
Yeah, if you stay healthy, shoot, you can get to 6. But it used to be. I know, years ago, it used to be at least 6. Like you said, now you get 3 to 4 years, man. You
doing good.
Wide receivers last forever, almost.
And they said that, and quarterbacks too. The way the rules are now, you can't really hit them and lay the wood to them like that. But even the running backs, though, it's just like you said, that just like somebody on TV. I can't remember. It was the NFL channel. They were saying they running them. It was what's that when they do that talk show when they got a whole bunch of people and everybody get their own opinion.
You talking not about part of the
Russian. Round the horn. That's it. So one guy on there said they're using up the running backs. You know, they're just using them up until they develop their quarterbacks. So they're getting y'all young. Just like he said, Saquon Barkley. If he wasn't on that team, Daniel Jones wouldn't have got his money. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have got his money. Yeah. So, and now it's kind of like they didn't pay Daniel Jones. I don't know if they can afford to pay. I'm sure they can. That's New York. I'm sure they got the money, but I don't understand what the holdup is. They just not giving your franchise guy his what he wants really at the end of the day. Because I mean, you definitely overpaid Daniel Jones. You overpaid him.
100%.
Yeah,
but the teams want to build. They want to build around the quarterback. You got to have the quarterback, but Saquon Barkley was there before.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing, I guess, with them, like because he tore
injuries, he stayed hurt.
Yeah, so it was like, and they were unfortunate injuries though. It was just like it wasn't like it was a non-contact. It was just unfortunate. And when you got to run it back, like I understand, you know what I'm saying. And I feel like if the injuries weren't involved, like it would be a no-brainer for them. But even then, I mean, like I said, last year that he played, he balled. I mean, it was like he hadn't been injured, you know.
They definitely wouldn't have made the playoffs without him. No.
But again, you know, you gotta have a quarterback, and they went so long trying to figure out who that person was going to be, and they doubted if it was going to be Daniel Jones for a while. They just gave him another chance, and they made the playoffs, and so that's what solidified his role. As the guy, like, hey, we're gonna roll with him. But you know, I don't see a situation where they don't franchise tag Saquon. Now the question is he gonna play on the franchise tag? That's the biggest question, because we saw it in going back years ago. You know, remember what happened with Le'Veon Bell in his situation, and he chose to sit out a whole year. And when he came back, he wasn't the same.
Nowhere near the same.
He could not. He was not the same when he finally came back. So I don't know if I see a situation where Saquon doesn't play on the franchise tag, even though it's going to be frustrating to do so. You don't want to lose your value, because you got to look at it now. Like the market with the running backs, it's like it's not huge when it comes to like paying running backs. So you want to keep playing, and you want to show that you can stay healthy consistently, because 1 year is not going to cut it. Like he's going to have to play again, and you can get franchise tag twice, I think.
And you can name maybe 5 to 10 teams in the league now that's like really got a workhorse. They really do running back by committee, the whole league. So they have a power back, then they have a scat back, and then they have a guy like Pollard that comes in there and run routes. So that's kind of what the NFL is going to now. They're getting running backs by committee. I mean, like they getting 4 or 5 guys on there in the 4th and 5th, 6th round, and they just using all 3 of them during the game sometimes. That's what San Francisco does. That's exactly what Kyle.
And it's smart.
Kyle does. Yeah.
It's smart though, because you will never not have fresh legs. And so it's smart to have, you know what I'm saying, those guys that serve different purposes. And you know, when somebody needs a breather, like you don't want to run into like a situation like in Tennessee. Where Derrick Henry, there's games where they're giving Derrick Henry 30 plus touches.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time he gets to the fourth quarter, he can't even get around the corner because he's so tight. Like he's taking all the blows. Oh,
yeah, they're definitely one of the teams that do that still. And Oakland did it last year too. With Josh Jacobs.
Shout out to David Burns in the comments, say he's watching from Cedar Hill, Texas. So hey, we appreciate it, man. Appreciate
it, man. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you tuning in from Texas. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Good luck after this year though. Next year in the SEC. You're welcome.
If you're a Texas fan, we don't know if you we don't know if you are you UT or if you Texas A&M. Hey, it could be Baylor. You know, Texas got all the schools. You got TCU.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Shout out to that, David, man. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, I think that you made a great point in saying that it's running back by committee, and everybody's transitioning to that. You know, everybody, you gotta have at least 3.
Yeah, at least 3.
Three
touching the ball.
Chicago Bears fan. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Bear down. Hey,
go Ravens.
That's a great guy right there. He knows. Hey, it's new beginnings, bro. I'm telling you, Miles.
Okay.
It's new beginnings, bro. But
we're gonna see.
Watch and see. I'm gonna be at the first game against Green Bay.
Oh, okay. You would go to that one now. Aaron Rodgers is gone now because you think you got a chance of winning.
I went last year when we played against Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Remember?
That's right. You just said that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I saw it. I was there. I got to see Aaron Rodgers for the first time. But goodbye. Good riddance. They're a hard knocks.
He said good riddance.
Good riddance. They're on Hard Knocks, by the way, the Jets.
Yeah, I saw that.
They got Hard Knocks. But hey, I want to stay in the NFL real quick. I know, we don't have like a whole lot of time, but I want to stay in the NFL because you saw what happened with DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Ended up signing with the Tennessee Titans. What are your thoughts about that, man? I'll give mine, but I just want to hear, what do you feel about DeAndre Hopkins signing with the Titans? And I think in the deal, he's 31 years old, and the deal that he signed, it's like 2 years, $26 million. So that's $14 million. Oh, excuse me. It's worth up to $32 million in incentives. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna take some pressure off Derrick Henry because you're gonna have to respect the DeAndre Hopkins' ability on the outside to catch. He actually blocks pretty good too for the caliber of receiver he is. It's gonna definitely take some pressure off. They might not have to give him the ball 30 times a game now. Derrick Henry, instead of give him about 20, 22, 23, and then I don't think they got a quarterback to throw it to Derrick Henry really. Went out and got one of the best receivers, but you ain't got a quarterback to get it to him. I don't get that. I don't understand that part, but we're gonna see. But it definitely makes the offense a little bit more exciting to watch, especially since AJ Brown left to go to Philly and everything. So it's gonna be good to see something besides just smash mouth football with Derrick Henry. And now Malik Willis, is he going to step up? I don't know. I think what's his name? Oh my gosh, the quarterback, the guy that was starting.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, he's not there. Is he still there? Mm-hmm. I thought they let him go. Okay, I don't know why I was reading that.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's still there. They're gonna end up releasing Tannehill more than likely. Yeah, I thought they had already did. That's why. But we'll see, man. I didn't that football game. I saw one game last year. It was who was it? It was Tennessee. I think it was a playoff game. Tennessee versus somebody. No, it was like the end of the season though. But Tennessee had to win to get in there. But it was their offense was like anemic. It was terrible. They couldn't do nothing. It was like the whole third. Now the defense was keeping them in there. Tennessee got a good defense. Mike Vrabel does a good job with that defense.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but that offense was just it was terrible. I couldn't even watch it, man. It was terrible. They couldn't even get a first down. I mean, they stay in 3rd and 12 second. I think Derrick Henry got hurt or something, or they were just teeing off on Derrick. He couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, no.
But this offense, it was just bad to watch. So we're gonna see what they do. But I don't, like I said, I don't know how much this is gonna help. It is a better receiver than they had, or since AJ Brown left last year, the year before last. But we're gonna see what they do, man. I just want to see Derrick Henry. I want to see Derrick Henry make it to the playoffs again. He's one of my favorite running backs to watch. But I want to see what D-Hop do, man, without a quarterback. I mean,
look, for me, I just think it's funny how he said that he wanted to win a championship and then he goes and signs with the Titans. Because it's like, you don't want to win a championship.
They're gonna have to go to soon.
He's 31 years old. That you want to get paid. Like, say that. Like, you don't want to win the championship. Like, that's like when Devontae Adams went to the Raiders.
I was just thinking,
you want to win a championship.
And he don't have Derek Carr now.
No. And you're not gonna have a quarterback or a running back. So you do not want to win a championship, bro. Like,
yeah, they want money.
He wants the money, bro, because he realized, and you saw no team jumped at D-Hop like that. They did not. When he got released, it wasn't teams knocking down his door like that. I mean, they were probably calling, obviously, just to see, what they were asking for, what he was looking for money wise.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really quiet up until just the other day.
Yeah.
We literally, I didn't know any teams that they didn't even report any teams that were involved in discussions like that. I mean, they gave.
I saw it was the Patriots, but he didn't want to. I don't think
but the only thing they said about the Patriots, like, I know, other than he was visiting them. So between the Patriots and the Patriots were the first. I think they were the first team that they said that he was going to visit, and then the Titans, whatever. But I didn't see him visiting any other teams. I didn't either. They didn't even mention him going to visit anybody else. So I guess he only visited the teams that were like, hey, like, we'll come in and we want to see seriously like what it is that you want money wise, like you. But I don't know, like you said, I don't really see.
They're making a very big impact because of the quarterback situation. I don't know how the impact's going to be without a quarterback. I don't just understand.
I mean, like you said, I mean, it'll take the pressure off of Derrick Henry. Yeah, like, it'll be cool, but like, I think it'll be a great help.
Yeah, because they can't load up the box no more. They can't load up the box with Derrick Henry if you got D-Hop out there on outside and stuff like that. It's going to be hard. I
mean, technically, they probably still could do that because who on the other side is up for DeAndre Hopkins, though? Because they could. Honestly, if they don't have anybody on the other side, if there's no other receivers that's gonna like open and stretch the field for Hop, it's still gonna make it tough because teams could play. They could play a single high safety or whatever, take him out the game. Like, they could just double him. It's like, unless, I mean, like I said, they do have. Now, I will say they do got Trey Burks from Arkansas, who was really good. So if he could find his stride, I mean, that'd be good.
Yeah, I remember him in Arkansas.
Trey Burks from Arkansas.
Yeah, he's decent. He's decent. Yeah. He's not had a breakout year or nothing yet, but yeah.
Because last year it was his rookie year, but other than that, like they don't have any receivers that's gonna scare you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, who knows? We'll see. But I just
they're like the SEC. They're like the NFL SEC team, like the old NFL SEC. Like they play good defense, but they don't have no explosive offense. You know what I mean? They just play good, solid defense, and they win games like 20-17 or lose games 17-14. That's what they do. So
yeah, I mean, I definitely think they'll compete. I do think that they will compete. So, you know, I'm not gonna write it off yet, but I just, as far as the championship, that's not gonna happen. But they're gonna compete. we can go ahead and scratch that off the board. But yeah, I'm excited, man, because you know training camps and stuff are gonna start. But I think next week some of the training camps will be starting up.
Mm-hmm.
So excited to, you know, be tuned in to the coverages and stuff like that, and you know, just sticking with football. You know, transition to college football. We just end with that. We know the SEC media days and all the other media days are going to be happening, but you know we're SEC guys, so of course you know we're rocking with SEC media days. It kicked off today, and you know we know Alabama and Tennessee, our teams are. Bama's coming tomorrow, and Tennessee's coming on Thursday, so we'll cover that on Friday when we jump back on. But you just real quick, what are you excited? You know, what are you looking forward to hearing from Josh Heupel and you know the players that will be attending SEC media days? Like, what are you most looking forward to hearing? Are there any questions that you're looking specifically to hear answered from Heupel, or you know just overall? Just
Hype. He always usually says the good things. He goes deep into the conversation of how he runs his offense, and not like giving like plays away or nothing. But he said we got one of the best transfers from Oregon last year. He just said his name earlier when I was watching the SEC thing. But he said he's long, got speed, very versatile, and he goes across the middle. He can take it to the outside. He got good length. You know, got some good radius about him when the ball's in his area. He goes up and gets it. He don't wait for it or nothing. He uses hands. Unlike Jalen Hyatt, which he was just a straight up burner and run up under the ball. You know, he didn't really have no hands and stuff. So
exactly.
But he was just a straight burner and stuff, and he just the playbook and the plays that Heupel runs is just the design and the way it opens up the field. He reminds me of like Steve Spurrier and them back in the days when Florida. You just be like Riddell Anthony and Hike Hill. You'd be like, how are these guys like 20 yards wide open? I'm like, what kind of strategy are they doing? I can't figure this out, man. Golly, y'all coaches, man. I mean. These guys are running 15 yards wide open, and that's how we were last year. So I'm very, very interested to see what Joe Milton has to say. I'm gonna see how confident he is in his interviews and see if he's gonna, you can tell when somebody's heard their voice and how his demeanor is, if he's ready for this spotlight, because the spotlight is on. A lot of it is on Tennessee. I mean, it is. They gave us like I said, 1% chance to win the SEC championship, 1%. But I mean, at least there is one. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't been on there these last 10 years on no percentage. So they at least acknowledge us now. They know we are the Big Orange again, and we coming. And you got to recognize, you got to come. We went undefeated at home last year. I hope we can duplicate that again. And I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. I'm ready to see if Joe Milton his accuracy is going to put some touch on the ball instead of throwing it 25 miles per hour when it's only 10 yards away from you. And I want to see some more touch. He had a good game against lights out against Clemson and Vanderbilt the last 2 games of the season. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what they do, man. And Josh Heupel already said our defense is going to be way better this year. He said our defense is going to probably be definitely better than last year, because we ended it on a good note, but we was very underrated last year defensively. I thought we was actually decent. South Carolina embarrassed us. But after that, the defense showed up. You know what I mean? So I'm excited, man. I think we got a good chance of coming out the East. I really do. Hey, definitely 50-52, at least.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see, man. Especially because they're talking, big about Georgia, saying that they're gonna three-peat and stuff like that. They gotta relax with all of that. But for me, the thing that I'm most looking forward to seeing, obviously, I know Nick Saban's gonna have the guys come in. Bama, when it comes to media days, they're not new. It's nothing new. And I know that Saban's going to get asked questions about the quarterback situation, which he's not going to give an answer about that. They're going to ask him anyway, but he's not going to tell you anything about who has an edge up on who. He's just going to tell you what both guys are, need to work on and so on and so forth. But for me personally, just like that mindset and the mentality from the player specifically, I'm excited to see what Kool-Aid McKinstry, that's our cornerback. He was coming back. He was one of the top rated cornerbacks in college football last year. And him and Dallas Turner, who one of our linebackers. They're two leaders on our defense, which the defense will be a lot better this year. I think that from a recruiting standpoint, Saban going out and having his best recruiting class that he's ever had since he's been at Alabama, signing about 9 to 10 5-stars, which, obviously the stars say one thing, but you still got to get out there and play. But I think that just going out there and hearing what are these guys focused on this year, and I'm not worried about how they'll sound, just because every year, like they come in and they're prepared to talk to the media. But I'm just excited to hear, like, what is it that they're looking and expecting from the mentality of the football team this year. Because last year, you can argue and say that, the Alabama team last year was probably one of the most physical, when it came to the last couple of years. We just have to get back to that physical style.
And it wasn't disciplined either. They had a lot of penalties. Yeah.
No, it wasn't disciplined. So I think that this year, you'll hear when the players get up there, you'll hear a different tone. You'll hear a different energy from them. And I think it's going to translate on the field. I know a lot of people are writing Alabama off and saying that, it's, things are going down. But one thing about it, people try to count Saban out. They try to count Alabama out all the time. And he finds a way to get right back in the mix each and every year. So I think this year is going to be a really, really good year. I think that we'll be more balanced on offense, just because, bringing over Tommy Rees from Notre Dame, who is a really, really good play caller. You got to have the athletes to execute, those plays. Rodney, don't start. My boy, Rodney, used to work with me. He at Georgia sent the eyes in the chat. Rodney, don't worry, bro. Don't worry.
You tell them to worry about Carson Beck. That's what that's do.
What's up. Yeah, you worry about Carson Beck. You need to call down there and ask check on Carson, because look,
question mark.
Don't worry. I remember your little Facebook message. It's okay. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to just hearing how they handle the questions, because they're going to get challenged about is Georgia the new face and the new have they taken over and stuff like that. I'm like, man, y'all beat us one time and now they taking over. I feel it though. I feel it. It's cool. It's cute. You know what I'm saying? It's cute. But
I guess because it's back to back. That's why they question with it.
Hey, I get it, but hey, at the end of the day, they beat us one time. We didn't get beat twice. We just didn't make it. We didn't deserve.
I got a question for you though. I got a question for you.
Hey,
I know we got to get ready to go, but
I gotta ask.
If Nick Saban only wins like 8 games this year, do you think he's what? You think they're gonna start questioning him? Is he getting too old for this, or is he not getting?
You can't question Nick Saban. at all. But I mean,
there's some eyebrows gonna start to raise though if he doesn't make the playoff 2 years in a row like that, and he only wins like 8 or 9 games.
No, we made the playoff. We missed the playoff 2 years in a row. We made it the year prior. We just lost. We just didn't make it this year.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So if you don't make it this year and stuff like that, I think some question marks are going to be. I ain't talking about. I don't think you're going to be on the hot seat, but I just think people are going to start doubting him a little bit.
They already doing it now. Anytime Alabama doesn't, look, bro. Anytime Alabama doesn't win a national championship, people doubt every time. If Bama does not win a national championship, Saban has lost his way. It happened when I was a freshman at Alabama. We lost 3 games. Saban lost his way. Alabama, they had a run. They won in 2009, and then came back my sophomore year, won the national championship. My junior year, won the national championship. Then we lost. Well, we would have went to a third one, but we ended up losing that kick 6 my senior year against Auburn. And then they said, Saban has lost his way. What did Saban do? Came back the next year, won a national championship in 2015 against Clemson. Bro, they do this all the time. And then after that, what happened? Didn't win the year after that because they lost to Clemson. Didn't win the year after that because I don't think we went that year. Then after that, came back, beat Georgia. It's the same. Look, it's the same song over and over and over again. And I keep trying to tell people, go back, go look, do your research and go look at every time y'all try to write them off. Whether it's 1 year you don't win or 2 years you don't win, we be back. Don't worry about it.
Well, y'all a powerhouse, of course, but
hey,
there's other teams rising up to the occasion now,
and we're one of. And it's about time. I mean,
we're back. Tennessee's back.
Bro, it's about time somebody rose to the occasion, bro. It was lonely at the top for so long. I'm like, bro, is anybody gonna do something? I mean, Georgia was the only team like for the longest that was really knocking on the door.
Yeah, but now we're knocking. Now we're the Georgia back there. We're the one knocking on the door now.
Y'all Georgia. Yeah. All right. Well,
we're the Georgia back when y'all was the king. When y'all was the king of SEC. When Georgia was knocking on that door, coming and competing, and y'all playing. That's what we are now. Georgia done did that. Now we take that spot, and we playing with confidence now. I believe we can. We supposed to win now. We believe that. I think Josh Heupel has gotten that installed and instilled in them that play with confidence. You can just tell by the way they did that bowl game. They didn't doubt at all that they couldn't beat Clemson, the ACC champion, supposedly.
Well, you're supposed to believe you could win.
Yeah, but it don't always happen that way, especially when you've been losing like we have.
Well, Joe Frazier believed he could beat Muhammad Ali until that canvas. Hey, man, you're supposed to be confident. I like that. You know, getting confident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We got expectations this year. Put it that way. Last year was a surprise to us, but this year we expect this to be like this.
All right. We're gonna see. Y'all to reload, so we're gonna see. Y'all don't have Tillman and Hyatt and
we got McCoy back and we got Squirrel.
Okay,
we got a little Squirrel, man. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Roddy said knocking, but nobody home.
Hey.
That's all. Folks talk about Saban Bama for decades. It's all hate, but it's all good. It's all love at the end of the day. Because look, one thing about it, I'm quiet now. I'll be talking again soon. Don't worry.
I know, Smokey. Sorry, Smokey.
I'm quiet right now. Look, we less than 50 days out. I'm ready to go. So
that's true.
I'll be in Tuscaloosa for some games this year. But hey, look, we got to get out of here, y'all. Miles, you want to say your goodbyes, man, before we wrap this thing up tonight, man?
I just want to send a shout out to my daughter, Kaya Tyson. She just got accepted to Fort Valley State.
Okay.
So she could be attending their HBCU in August. So can't wait to go to some of them games. I'm definitely going to be hitting them up.
Yeah.
Especially homecoming. But congratulations to my baby girl, well, my middle one, my middle girl, and good luck on her journey. And y'all pray for her, keep her safe. Pray to keep her safe and the focus. Just put a prayer up for my family, man. And first and foremost, give God his due, his my Lord and Savior, man. Thank him for another day. Thank you for you, VJ, on the show again today. I know we're gonna be back on Friday. Have more information on them volunteers and them roll tides, and probably more of the media days too. So at the end of the day, go Vols and let's get it. 2-4.
Hey, look, appreciate everybody jumping in again, giving us some of your time. We know it's late, but we appreciate, as always, y'all taking time out of your afternoon, your evening, I should say, and joining us, man. Listen to us chop it up about sports. And thank y'all for hop in those comments, man. Keep doing that. That keeps us engaged.
Yeah.
Love the comments. Love everybody jumping in, man. And look, I want to leave y'all with this before we sign off, because we normally do our inspirational segment. So I just wanted to leave y'all with this before we head out. So it says, when God decides to bless you, he will cause things to come together no matter what others try to do. No weapon formed against you will prosper, and every God ordained door will surely open. Everything you need will come. So keep going. So that's our, man. And look, we'll leave y'all with that, man. Good night. Be blessed. And as always, man, like I always say, roll tide.
Go Vols.